This week I'm going to be working on a pretty serious rescue of this mid-century modern style nightstand. This nightstand is yet another curbside find. It's actually the matching pair to a dresser that I flipped back in December, but I didn't find them out at the curb together. I picked up the dresser, and a few weeks later, as I happened down the same street, I saw the nightstand out as well. I did consider painting this nightstand to match the dresser and selling them together as a set, but I've really been craving some bright colors lately. So I put up a poll here on YouTube as well as over on my Instagram page and asked you guys to pick a color. I gave you guys the choice between 4 super bright fun pops of color, and yellow was the overwhelming winner on both polls. But before I can get to the paint, I need to get this guy back out to the garage and give it a really good scrub down. This thing is gross. Other than being completely filthy, this table is actually in pretty good condition. There are a few cigarette burns on the top veneer surface, but I think I can fix that pretty easily. I'm going to be scrubbing this table down with some really hot water and TSP, which is a heavy-duty cleaner and degreaser. This thing was absolutely caked in some kind of tar-like substance, and there was even a $5 off Red Lobster coupon melted down into the original top coat. Once I had the table spick and span, I went back over one more time with some clean, clear water to remove any soap residue, and then I set the table up in front of my fan to let it dry out really well. To deal with the deep cigarette burns in the veneer on the top of the piece, I'm going to be using this Minwax 2-part epoxy wood filler product. Once you mix up the putty with the hardener cream, you can apply it to your surface, and this stuff dries really hard, so it's great for surfaces that are going to get a lot of wear and tear. Once all of my filler was nice and dry, I came in with some 120 grit sandpaper to sand the filled spots smooth and also remove most of the finish from the top of this piece. It was cracking and flaking and just not in any condition to apply paint to. I continued over the rest of the piece with a 220 grit sandpaper to scuff up the surface and get ready for primer. At some point, one of the previous owners of this piece and the dresser that goes with it had drilled these finger holes in the back, and I don't like how you can see them through the front opening of the nightstand, so I decided to use my flathead screwdriver to pry off this backer board, and then once I have everything primed, I will flip it upside down, and then the holes will be concealed by the drawer at the bottom. One last important step before I move on to primer, I need to remove all of the sanding dust. I have this little hand broom, and I also gave the whole piece a wipe down with a damp rag as well. To prime, I'm going to be using my favorite Zinsser Bin shellacked base primer, and I am applying it with a 4-inch microfiber roller. On this piece, the primer is going to seal in any wood tannins that want to bleed up through that mahogany veneer. It's also going to seal in any nicotine or smoke smell that is remaining on this piece. It doesn't stink too bad, but I wanted to seal everything up just to make sure. And it's also going to help me camouflage those areas of filler on the top. This primer dries really quickly. I left it for about an hour, and then I gave it a light sanding with a 400 grit sandpaper just to smooth off any roller texture. And now I can reattach the back. Like I said at the beginning of the video, I asked my subscribers here on YouTube and my followers over on Instagram to pick a bright, fun color, and you guys chose yellow. I am using this 14 karat yellow gold paint by House & Canvas. I am going to be spraying this finish with my gravity fed HVLP pneumatic spray gun. House & Canvas is a very thick chalk style paint, so it does need to be watered down in order to spray. Yellow is just one of those colors that doesn't have a lot of pigment in it, so no matter what kind or brand of paint you're using, it tends to need an extra coat or two for full coverage. I ended up applying about 3.5 light coats on this piece to get full coverage, but I still only used about 1/4 of the can. I let my last coat of paint dry for about 2 hours, and I rinsed out my spray gun. Now I'm going to be top coating and protecting this piece with my favorite Varathane diamond wood finish in a satin sheen. Best practice with liquid top coats like this is to mix them before each use so that you can reincorporate all of the ingredients, but you always want to stir gently and not shake or incorporate any bubbles into the product. Because nightstands tend to get a lot of wear and tear, I did 3 coats of my top coat over the paint, and that will make sure that it's a nice durable finish that will last for years to come. I left the nightstand out in the garage to dry overnight, and the next morning I brought it inside and installed some new pulls. These bronze pulls are also from House & Canvas. The last thing I did to get this piece ready to go is hydrate the inside of the drawers with some of Dixie Belle's Big Mama's Butter. This stuff brings the wood right back to life and leaves behind a delicious orange scent. I'm so deep down, and it's not a lie that I die. Before I let you guys see the after of this little ray of sunshine, I want to say thank you for watching and hanging out with me again today. Make sure that you are subscribed to my channel so that you never miss out on a brand new furniture flipping video, and I will catch you guys next time. I'll be